modern home in Nagold, a small town in the Black Forest in Germany, also the location of Hafele's headquarters. Helga, a journalist, is going to show us her furnishings. Cabinets and furniture are all designed around System Variante 32, a concept which is widely used in Europe. Follow Helga now as she takes us through her home. A traditional style kitchen. Would you ever have guessed that this is a modular kitchen? And that it is equipped with the appliances and accessories? Incidentally, kitchens like this have expansion. The faces can be easily replaced. Are interchangeable. Also expandable, of course, since 32. A bright veneer finish lends a cheery note to this child's bedroom. Bought, ready to assemble, this furniture was customer assembled. It can be added to at any time to grow with the children. Each furniture component is designed for compatibility with System Variante 32. This attic bedroom was custom designed by the interior architect. Even the custom prefabricated architectural millwork was based on the line hole system to permit easy installation, wall to wall, in this finished attic room. Let's follow Helga now as she goes shopping. It will probably come as no surprise that this type furniture design is also used in store fixtures. System Variante 32 means flexibility to permit rearrangement of merchandising shelves whenever needed. Helga's friend Monica works as a secretary in a modern open bay office. Come have a closer look. And don't be surprised when you find out that the office furniture industry also takes advantage of the money-saving features offered by System Variante 32.
This system is basically simple. It involves these three standardized dimensions. Hole spacing from center to center is 32 millimeters vertically and horizontally. The line hole backset on side components is 37 millimeters. Hole diameter is 5 millimeters. For this reason, all European machining manufacturers have switched their multi-spindle drilling gearboxes over to 32 millimeters. So much for theory. Let's get down to actual practice. Working with any system requires thorough advanced planning. Our Hafele hardware consultant will be happy to demonstrate each step for you. For this kitchen base cabinet, he has planned 3 different versions. This underscores the flexibility of System Variante 32. Let's start with a base unit constructed with 1 drawer and 1 door.
Solid wood has a natural beauty all its own. Its major drawback, though, is that temperature and moisture can cause it to change its shape. Up until now, this spelled trouble for furniture manufacturers. Nowadays, more and more manufacturers are turning to particle board. Particle board can also be finished with wood veneer. Particle board is made of wood chips and binders pressed together under high pressure to make it both smooth and dimensionally stable. This material comes in a variety of thicknesses, most commonly 13, 16, and 19 millimeters. Particle board is available in finishes including veneer, vinyl laminate, and melamine impregnated paper. Pre-laminated particle board comes ready for sawing, drilling, or milling, and only veneer finishes require any kind of surface treatment. particle board can also be post-formed and laminated for such applications as kitchen countertops. Your particle board supplier carries a wide selection of stock in several colors and wood grain patterns, including textured surfaces.
The production sequence is always the same: rough cutting, finish cutting, edge banding, boring, surface finishing, and assembly. This is true for both mass production and custom work. This German cabinet shop is fully equipped to handle each step in this sequence. Using System Varianta 32, anyone can construct the furniture, from a one-man custom shop to a full-scale production facility. Back to construction. Let's get on with our base unit. It goes without saying you can cut stock by a number of means, ranging from the sophisticated computer-controlled panel saw to the simple circular saw. We're using a vertical panel saw. Here again, accurate planning will save you work. Dimensions and quantities are found on the cut list. We use a tape measure for laying out cuts on the stock. For purposes of rough cutting, all dimensions specified by the drawing can be rounded off by 10 to 20 millimeters. One big advantage of System Varianta 32 is that a single stock thickness can be used for every component. From this 4 by 8 foot stock, we were able to cut 6 side panels, 4 shelves, plus rails and several toe kicks. Pre-cut components are easier to stack and ship. For cutting to size, we use a double cutoff saw. As before, it's a good idea to consult the plans, since the saw should now be adjusted to close tolerances. Precision sawing at this stage is crucial for subsequent boring, edge banding, and assembly operations. For cutting to size, you can also use a table saw, a sliding table saw, or a double-end tenoner. At this point, the sawed edges are still rough and need laminating. Wood veneer or plastic edge banding is available for any surface in a variety of colors and wood grain patterns. If need be, thick, solid wood edges can be applied. Edge banding can be done using small handheld equipment or with large-scale automated edge banders like these. The procedure is simple. Banding and glue are applied to the edge under pressure. Any protrusions are immediately trimmed. Excess banding is clipped on the spot.
Perfectly flush, with no touch-up work necessary. Don't forget, precision is the key to standardized hole patterns. This is why finished components are rechecked for accuracy.
Time to drill the side panel. With 16 millimeter stock, the hole line begins 8 millimeters from the top edge and ends 8 millimeters from the bottom edge. This permits flush joints all around. The stop is set on the side rule of the boring machine at 8 millimeters. This marks the exact center of the first hole to be bored. The 37 millimeter backset must be adjusted on the depth gauge of the boring machine. To bore the holes, we use a 21 spindle boring machine. There is a wide variety of such equipment on the market which is capable of boring the standardized hole patterns in the side panel. Since we're using 8 millimeter wood dowels to join the base unit case, the bits are changed from 5 millimeter to 8 millimeter diameter. The 8 millimeter bits are longer, which means that only those bits used for doweling need to be changed. In this operation too, the 32 millimeter grid pattern is retained in the horizontal. Depending on joint stability requirements, the number of dowel holes can be decreased or increased. This close-up gives you another look at the line and construction holes just bored. The Hafele boring and insertion gearbox is mounted on this drill press, which has a 13 millimeter chuck capacity. Used together with a fence assembly, these Hafele gearboxes can bore each concealed hinge hole and perform the insertion operation. Here is how the gearbox is mounted in the chuck. It is guided by two guide shafts. Mounted below are bits for the hinge cup as well as for the two press-fit dowel pins. All adjustments are made in a matter of seconds. Now the hinge holes are bored in the door panel. Precision boring and insertion are a cinch thanks to the depth gauge and flip-over stop features. Attached to the gearbox is an insertion arm and insertion die. A spring-loaded feature on the die holds the hinge until the insertion arm presses it home in the hole. Now the concealed hinge is seated squarely and securely.
The base cabinet is made up of the following components: bottom shelf, left and right hand side panels, door, 3 cross members, rear panel of 5 millimeter hardboard, and drawer front and toe kick.
Before we begin assembly, let's have another look at the side panel and all the vital statistics. First of all, we have 8 millimeter holes for the wood dowels, located at a distance of 1/2 stock thickness from the outside edge. These holes are important. They will later be used for installing furniture connectors or dowels. As mentioned several times before, the 3 most important dimensions are the 32 millimeter hole center spacing, the 37 millimeter backset, and the 5 millimeter hole diameter. Prior to assembly, all hardware is mounted on the side panel. For demonstration purposes, we are slowing down these operations and are using hand tools and jigs. This will make it easy for you to repeat these important steps for yourself. The drawer slide track is screw mounted using the standardized holes already in place. Now mounting plates for the concealed hinges are mounted in the line holes. For this purpose, we are using the special Variata screws for 5mm diameter holes. No more need for elaborate measurement. Errors are avoided by simply counting the holes. What could be more foolproof? Kitchen base units can be assembled with connectors to provide releasable joints, or with wood dowels and glue for non-releasable joints, or using a combination of both. This cabinet is glued together using 8mm wood dowels. But first, wood glue is injected into each hole. Strong wood dowels ensure durable corner joints. The dowels are either driven into place or applied with a pneumatic injection gun. They are installed in the cross members or in the shelf ends. As a final step, we inject glue into the dowel holes. Now the moment we have all been waiting for. Voila! A perfect fit. As you can see, all components fit together perfectly with no problem using the pre-planned System Variata 32 holes. And finally, the right-hand side panel is attached. Each dowel fits right into its matching hole, as proof positive that each component was properly prepared and accurately bored. The base unit case is held together with case clamps to allow glue to dry. Instead of a standard toe kick, we use screw-type metal legs. These base levelers are also available in plastic. Our models consist of a mounting plate and a tube, which features an adjustable thread on one end. This system also includes screws and wide-mouth spring clips for easy clip-on panel attachment. We can now remove the case clamps. Screwing the base levelers into place is quite easy. The screw is pressed through the bottom shelf while the mounting plate is screwed into it from below. The leg is then simply fitted on from below. The shelf supports are inserted into the system variata 32 holes in both side panels, and the shelf is lowered into place. And now you have our kitchen base cabinet. The drawer slides easily into its guides. The small cam action feature on the right-hand drawer guide is for lateral adjustment. The drawer features a captive track system for quiet operation. The door fits easily into place by simply sliding the hinge arms onto the mounting plates. The mounting plate permits three-way adjustment of the door. A Hafele unit tool drilling jig is used for boring handle holes in system varianta 32. The case-hardened guide sockets ensure precision bit action. It takes only a few seconds to mount the handle. Two adjustable spring steel clips permit speedy snap-on installation of the toe kick panel. And here you see the completed base cabinet.
For the sake of comparison, had we used a Hafele connector instead of dowels, shipping volume would have been only 1/4 as much. This is why ready-to-assemble goods can save you so much in freight costs.
Now let's look into a kitchen wall unit construction. To bore the line holes, we use the Hafele variant tool drilling jig. We use it to bore the 32mm line holes with a power drill. The bit is equipped with a depth gauge. To mount the wall unit, we use a cabinet hanger. It too is drilled with system variata 32 holes. These are 10mm diameter holes. The two-way adjustable cabinet hanger is driven into the side panel. Let's construct this wall unit using a different technique. We'll use Conformet one-piece connectors to join all 4 corners. We begin by first securing the entire case with 4 clamps. This universal clamp, featuring 2 right-angle jaws, is available from Hafele. It can save you lots of time by holding small components together for screw and glue application. Once clamped together, the case looks like this. This is the Zentrix drilling jig. It mounts directly onto a power hand drill. The step drill requires only one pass to bore through the side panel and into the shelf for the Conformet one-piece connector. With its patented thread, the Conformet acts as a steel dowel. Another advantage of Conformet is quick release, which makes it ideal for RTA goods. Now simply insert the cover caps. To complete the wall unit, remove the clamps and slide the rear panel into place. The wall unit is now complete, except for the necessary hardware, of course. To hold shelving securely in place for shipping, a shelf clip is installed from above. You already know how to hinge the door, but let's go through it once more anyway. Wall cabinet doors, too, are three-way adjustable.
And here it is, our completed wall cabinet. We've used this example to show you that System Varianta 32 can be implemented even with simple hand tools.
Next on the list, a kitchen pantry unit. We're using Hafele connectors throughout. For boring the necessary holes, we use the Unitool drilling jig, which attaches to a steel fence assembly. In this case, we connect the bottom shelf using Minifix furniture connectors. For use with System Varianta 32, the Unitool drilling jig features a flip-over stop with a 37mm backset. Both drilling jigs are adjustable along the length of the 800mm long rule. We use this feature for transferring the dimension from side panel to shelves. To ensure accurate boring, we secure the jig with two clamps. An adjustable depth collar has been used to set the desired drilling depth. The hole for the Minifix casing is bored using a standard power hand drill. 8mm holes for the minifix bolts are bored horizontally into the ends of the shelves. Shelves and side panels fit together with pinpoint precision, and Unitool is what makes it possible.
Minifix casings are available for every standard particle board thickness to permit centered boring of shelves in every application. Here are some surface finishes available: bronzed, unfinished, nickel-plated, brass-plated. You can select the right casing to coordinate with any color stock. To conceal hole edges, Minifix casings are also available with covering edge or cover caps. The casing for a stock thickness of 19mm is simply inserted into the hole. The bolt is seated in the first line hole of the side panel. The wide selection of bolts and inserts offered by the Minifix line covers every possible application. In this application, a plastic insert with an M6 thread is inserted into the 8mm hole to anchor the bolt. Here's just how easily shelf and side panel are joined. The wood dowels lend reinforcement. 1/2 turn is sufficient for the ball socket of the casing to engage the round bolt head to ensure a sturdy corner joint. Color-coordinated covet caps are also available. A Unitool drilling jig is also available for the Hafele Rasant connector. We will now fasten the top panel using the Rasant connector. This connector, too, fits into our system Varianta 32. The drilling jigs are adjusted on the rule and are positioned against the top panel. Here again, the 37mm backset is fixed. We now bore the 20mm hole for the Rasant casing directly into the top panel.
This is a demonstration of how precisely the two components, the top panel and the side panel, fit together. Rasant casings are available in metal and plastic. They are applied directly by driving into the hole. As is true of Minifix, the Rasant line includes a wide range of bolts and inserts to ensure the right technical solution in every application. For the 8mm hole, we use an M6 insert. We drive it into place. We screw the bolt with the M6 thread directly into this press-fit insert. Once the shelf has been positioned on the side panel, it is an easy matter to tighten the bolt of the casing with a single turn. Here are several plastic and metal rear panel connectors which can be used for System Varianta 32. The rear panel connector is hooked into the hole of the back panel from the inside of the case. And then it's screwed into the line hole in the side panel. Here too, we use the Varianta screw. And one more cabinet unit is now ready for our modular kitchen.
Let's begin by leveling the pantry unit. Should a slight gap remain between the last cabinet unit and the wall, it can be concealed with a filler panel. Hafele KeyQ push-on fittings permit speedy clip-on installation of any panel. This KeyQ fitting too is compatible with System Varianta 32. We now use one of the 5mm line holes for joining the two side panels side to side. Panel connecting screws are available in metal and plastic for 5 and 8mm holes. The threaded screw is passed through one side and a sleeve nut is screwed onto it from the other side. This provides a tight joint between the two side panels. Now take another look at the toe kick area. Not an inch of wasted space. There is even more than enough room below for a folding step stool. Here you see how easy it is to hang the wall unit. The cabinet hangers mounted earlier are adjustable and the cabinet is hung onto a rail, which is screw mounted to the wall. For even greater stability, metal wall rails can be used. This speedy installation technique enables one person to install an entire kitchen, single-handed. From the inside of the cabinet, adjustments can be made to raise or lower the unit. All in all, it takes but a few minutes to slide drawers into place and to hinge the doors.
Using the pantry unit, let's demonstrate the flexibility of System Varianta 32 in terms of accessory options, space utility, and design.
In this example, you see 5 drawers, 3 open compartments, and 1 swing-up door at the top.
And here, the pantry unit is equipped with 2 large drawers, 2 small drawers, 2 open compartments, and 1 large door at the top.
Now you see 1 large door at the top, an open compartment for a microwave, 3 small drawers, and 1 large drawer.
Still another alternative would be to arrange this cabinet with 1 door below, 1 drawer, 2 open compartments, and 1 door above.
Or with 3 large doors, just according to the design preferences of the customer, whether contemporary or traditional.
Hafele offers still more hardware systems designed for System Varianta 32. Toplift is a swing-up mechanism for small doors, available with springs to handle a variety of door weights. Wardrobes can be equipped with mounting brackets for wardrobe tubes using System Varianta 32. There are also a number of magnetic catches designed for System Varianta 32. They are adjustable in place after installation. This drop-leaf brake features a magnetic catch and adjusts to the weight of the door. You're already familiar with our mounting plates, and now let's review for you the various adjustments. Easy to mount, slide-on concealed hinges come in several models for glass and wood doors, for inlay or overlay installations, with and without automatic closer. For rear panels, there's a selection of adjustable rear panel connectors. A door stop for System Varianta 32. TQ connectors are available in two types, slide-on and hook-on, all System Varianta 32 compatible. Hafele Minifix furniture connectors are your key to sturdy, ready-to-assemble furniture and cabinetry. These expanding sockets are driven into 5mm holes. The Rasant connector offers the advantage of a cam action tightening connector for easy installation. The Rasant tab connector for fixed shelves. You can also use the universal 32mm bracket for panel installation. A variety of shelf supports and shelf clips, connecting screws, and snap-on caps. And finally, the soft roller drawer slide.
Whatever your furniture application, Hafele has the perfect system-compatible hardware. All the hardware and fittings seen in this presentation can be found in our special brochure entitled System Varianta 32. For an even wider selection, consult our catalog, The Complete Hafele. Look for the symbol System Varianta 32. Let's compare an American face frame kitchen with a System Varianta 32 modular kitchen. Here are the major differences.
In System Varianta 32, practically all components are made of a single thickness stock. The American kitchen, on the other hand, has the face frame plus other components, some of solid wood, representing more than one thickness. The most striking difference is the continuous hole line, which permits flexibility in space, utility, and design.
System Varianta 32 permits optimum utilization of all cabinet space. Wasted space is negligible in the drawer area and along side panels.
Three-way adjustment of cabinet doors in the modular kitchen is no problem, even after installation, thanks to the mounting plate and hinge system. Modular kitchens feature adjustable cabinet hangers, but the American cabinets are screwed directly to the wall, a system which permits no adjustment.
We would like to point out once more the improved space utilization in the toe kick area. The removable toe kick panel is an important convenience when it comes to cleaning up lint and spills.
easy shelf adjustment is one more important detail.
Housewives especially appreciate the absence of nooks and crannies inside the cabinets. This modular kitchen is a perfect example of the state-of-the-art planning, production, and outfitting. It easily accommodates a variety of different hardware and accessory items without a single face frame. This is an advantage that housewives especially appreciate. Hafele carries literally hundreds of hardware and accessory items for the kitchen. And in fact, for all furniture and cabinetry needs, whether for residential, office, display, or interior millwork applications.
Hafele has whatever you need to produce anything based on System Varianta 32. Call your Hafele hardware consultant today.
Research and development. More than 30,000 hardware items. Commitment to customer satisfaction. 7 subsidiaries in Europe, America, and Australia. 30,000 customers in more than 100 countries. Hafele is a company with international standing for furniture hardware. Founded in 1923, it has since grown to a major market leader with 3 manufacturing facilities in Germany and an imposing distribution center with 35,000 locations